Hello, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing a keto diet easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all our Keto Chow happening.
It's
right?
Going to be there. It is.
There.
Okay. Except it's actually like down here.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's gone. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. Thank you for joining us on our journey.
Yeah. So let's see. TC's life was on early.
Hey, TC.
She said good morning. Shauna says good morning, TC's life. Jennifer says good morning, newbie here and loving what I've tried so far and love this channel full of info. I'll see if I can fix that.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
Not as much info. Wait, no.
Tell us what you want to hear and we'll tell you.
Yep. Sharon says good morning. Miss D says good morning. Jason says good morning, Bears.
Good morning.
Hi. Shauna says good morning, Chris and Miriam. K-Bear says good morning, Bears.
Good morning. Good morning.
Such a weird movie.
I love that show.
Okay. Singing in the Rain, by the way. Sonia says, Happy Friday. Yes. Yes.
Happy Friday.
To fix MJ says, oops, I hit the 4th. Today is the 5th. Yes, it is.
That's okay.
Tanya says, good morning. Long time no see. I hope you all are doing well. Pretty good. I had a little bit of a headache today. I think I was dehydrated.
I have a little bit of a headache too now that you say that.
It's because I should have drank a lot more last night when we were at dinner with Dr. Peter Ballerstedt last night.
I had like 3 glasses of water.
Oh, yeah?
That's probably why I was really, really full.
I was just enjoying all the meat. It was delicious.
It was so good.
We went to a Brazilian steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It was super awesome.
Delicious.
Okay. And sorry for all of you where the restaurants in your area are not open yet. Not trying to trigger you, but you should make some meat. It's delicious.
And eat it.
Yes. Nancy says good morning. Minerva says morning all. Debbie says morning, Miriam and Chris. Happy Friday. Apple pie in the fridge for breakfast.
Yes.
He says not first, but I did smash the thumbs up. Good job.
Good job, Heath.
Lynette says good morning from the fabulous Keto Chow storefront.
Yes.
But watch out. Lynette now has administrative privileges on the Keto Chow Facebook channel.
Yeah, so she's going to say hi to everyone.
She's probably going to ban Heath.
No, she likes
Heath.
Heath.
You better shape
Behave.
up. Yeah. Susan says good morning all. Shauna says good morning Heath. Karen says good morning. Andrea says good morning all. Keto Dana says hello everyone.
Hello.
Maitreya Zahn says good morning. Chad says greetings Chow crew.
Ooh, Chow crew.
Andrea says I ordered Maria's books. Amazing. Which ones did you get? Because Miriam I think has them all.
I'm obsessed with cookbooks.
I think there's a couple of them that Miriam has a couple copies.
That is true. I do have a couple copies of Carrie Brown's books, too.
That's true.
In case someone needs to read it while I'm reading it.
In fact, the very first one... Well, actually, no. One of the very first books that Miriam ever got of Carrie Brown's was given to Miriam at KetoCon...
2017.
Because they were doing a drawing and nobody had the
all
number.
The people.
And
nobody showed up.
And finally, Jimmy Moore's just like, is it anybody's birthday?
And I'm like, it's my
birthday! So we got to meet Carrie, although we didn't know Carrie at the time.
Yeah.
We later
that was the first time we met
knew Carrie, the 2018 KetoCon, when she came by our booth and was like, so, what do you have?
What are you about?
And then we were talking to her, and she's like, you have methylated B vitamins in your stuff? And we're like...
Yes, we do.
But what she was saying in her English accent was methylated Bs. And I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm like, no, we don't have bees.
So she got really excited about methylated Bs.
And then she called Danny Vega, who was up on stage.
He was up on stage.
And he answered the phone. Yes?
Well, he almost answered the phone.
Oh, I thought he did.
For those of you who don't know why that's a big deal, if you are someone dealing with depression or things like that, there is a good chance, it might be that you have a genetic condition where you have a messed up gene that makes it so that you can't add the methyl to B vitamins. And so you aren't getting enough B vitamins because humans, in order to use certain B vitamins, specifically folate, you need to have a methyl on there or else our bodies can't use it.
Did you know your bodies do that thing?
Yes. And
because
so
their body's freaking amazing.
it's called the MTHFR. MTHFR.
I could have said that one. Gene mutation.
Yes, it is. And we are the version of folate that we're using in Keto Chow is 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate.
Which is methylated ahead of time so
Yes.
that your body doesn't have to do it.
That's correct. And she got really excited.
It's sneaky. it's half done for you.
Our vitamin B12 is also pre-methylated. Let's see. And the funny thing is, it doesn't really cost anything extra to do that. You just have to stomp your heels and tell the people who are making
say,
this stuff,
"I
no,
would
no,
like
no,
this,
I want
please."
this. Anyway,
Which is why you need to know about all of the ingredients. Because
Yes.
you can't know what's the best unless you research it.
yep. All right. Floyd says, hi, Keto family.
Hi, Floyd.
I don't know if I said it already. Mike says, good morning, Miriam and Chris. Long time no see, Mike. Gigi says, good morning again, Miriam and Chris. Let's see. Tanya, okay, says, question. I've been making the Keto Chow pudding daily as my kids love it. However, my daughter and I both shouldn't be having the dairy causes dermatitis problems. Is there any way to make it non-dairy?
Because you're using heavy cream to make it the thick pudding. Have you tried it with coconut cream?
Yeah, now.
It's still going to have dairy in it because of the milk protein.
Yes, it will.
But depending on how sensitive you are to milk protein, it might be okay. Yeah, try coconut cream. I don't know if it whips very well or not, but give it a try.
Yep.
It makes good ice cream.
And if you want really, really, really dairy-free pudding, then you abandon the Keto Chow altogether and make Maria Emmerich's hard-boiled egg
that
chocolate
hard-boiled
pudding.
egg chocolate pudding is good. And the only ingredients are, it's 10 eggs, it's, I use Swerve, powdered Swerve, cocoa powder, cinnamon, which you can leave out or not, vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Like, that's it.
In a really good blender.
Yeah. It's great. We should make that. We should make that for the boys tonight for their movie night. Yes, we should.
For the carb burners?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because they need to be healthy even if they make bad choices.
Even if they're eating pizza at the same
They're
time?
not eating pizza. We're not doing pizza.
I thought you
I'm
guys
making...
were.
Nope, that's not on the menu.
Oh, what's on the menu?
Joe's crackers,
Really?
onion dip,
Okay.
keto cookies.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, Rhonda says, good morning, Bears.
Good morning.
Rhonda was really nice today. She asked a question, but I was kind of off in La La Land and didn't see it, so she asked again. So thank you, by the way, Rhonda. Minerva says, Brazilian steak with egg on top.
Yes!
On Watch Autumn's channel, they were talking about fried eggs, and I'm like, Miriam's a nut about
I could have fried eggs
and
every
I said,
day.
Miriam would eat fried eggs every day, even if it's not Friday.
Yes.
Thank you. Good Friday morning, Bears and everyone. Have a great weekend. Kaden says, new lowest adult weight. I'm lean as Lent because I'm doing Keto Chow during the work week.
Nice.
Andrew says, the carnivore cookbook and 30-day ketogenic cleanse. Huge amount of info. I'll be ordering
Yes,
more.
I love those. And that's what I've been looking at the last 2 days. One thing I also love about Maria's meal plans is she incorporates those leftovers because you make this much and then you can just have it for the next day. And I feel like that's really helpful to just be like, yes, you made this. Now you need to have it Tuesday for lunch. You got this.
Well, when we were at the thing in Costa Rica, I was talking to Maria and I said, yeah, I only know how to cook for 20. I don't know how to cook any other way.
Yeah, so cooking for yourself is kind of hard.
Yep.
Well, and it's frustrating because you kind of feel like I don't want to get out all this stuff just for me because then I have to clean up all this stuff.
Yeah,
so
you can cook
multiple that's why
meals
Keto
at the
Chow is
same
so
time.
nice because then you can make a meal for your family and take the time and effort and energy, and then you can have Keto Chow. But I am still loving the soups because I can make a huge old thing of soup and then freeze it. Oh, that's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get soup for lunch today.
Oh, because you have to go home.
I have to go home and get Sam taken to school.
Bob says, good morning. First time watching your live. New to Keto Chow. Heard about it from the 2 Crazy Ketos.
Yes. Hi, Bob. We're so glad you're here.
So I'm going to go around all day.
And I'm going to just not just show you my flowers.
April says, good morning. I love the Chow Club. Thank you. Lynette
Nice.
says, good morning to K-Bear Fuzzy Ears. Peggy says, welcome, Bob. Minerva says, okay, good to know. Jennifer says, is there something fun that you learned from Dr. Peter Ballerstedt?
We definitely talked about meat and ruminants.
Well, and the big thing that we were talking about is, so he Dr. Peter Ballerstedt, for those of you who don't know, we actually had him on our live stream a while ago. He is a doctor of ruminant nutrition.
So he teaches people how to feed cows.
Yes, and other ruminants, but mostly cows. And so he talks a lot to beef growers and
like
things
the
like
Beef
that.
Council
And there's a lot of talk in the media about how eating red meat is bad for you and bad for the environment. And his big thing that he wants to communicate is what they're talking about isn't really true. And it's usually, it looks like this, and he has an illustration of it. It looks like this big, thick rope of all of these reasons why beef is bad for the environment and why beef is bad for you. But if you investigate the claims individually, they end up being a very frail fiber that if you pull on the thread, breaks. And if you continue working on that, eventually the entire concept falls apart, and it's simply not true.
Yeah, well, and so much is hearsay. Like you hear it somewhere, but then we never take the time to check it ourselves. And I think that's where the problem is.
Do you know what? A concept that is repeated so frequently that isn't true, that's accepted as true because of the frequency of repetition, is called?
A factoid.
A factoid.
Which is exactly not what it means.
Yeah, well, that is what it means. But people use the term factoid to mean a little tiny bit of truth that's interesting.
But that's not what it means.
That's not what it means.
So funny.
That's a factette.
I can tell you something I learned from Peter Ballerstedt yesterday. So he said that calves are more like humans or pigs when they're babies because they drink milk.
Yes.
And as they grow, then their rumen grows so that they can eat grass. I didn't know that.
And he said that if you feed calves a plant-only
like a
feeding
formula or
regimen,
something,
they will have stunted growth.
Isn't that
and
sad?
they will have health problems.
Yeah,
which is really interesting.
So we that was one thing that I learned yesterday.
Yeah, there was so much information going around. It was a lot of fun. Anyway,
and
okay.
we were eating meat. And it was delicious.
He says, I'm so excited. I'm 57 pounds away from goal weight. Oh, I saw that on the bottom.
Hey, you win.
Jean says, I made it.
Jean,
Carol's on. Says, hi, Chris and Miriam. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too,
Hey,
Carol.
how are you feeling? You still feeling good?
Mike says, I've been sleeping past your morning lives. I finally woke up early enough to say hi.
Wow.
You know what? I would
sleep.
rather that you were asleep. Yeah. Not because I don't want you here, but because
we want you to
I would rather be asleep, and I do not begrudge people if they are asleep. Miriam sometimes feels bad that I wake
guilty.
up. And I am absolutely, I do everything I can to make sure she doesn't get woken up if I am awake.
You just need to take the kids and get out of here. Just kidding.
Tanya says, I wondered if the coconut cream would thicken.
I think it probably
does.
will. Mm-hmm. I think, if you want to, just blend the coconut cream before you put Keto Chow in and then see if it thickens and you won't waste it.
Worst case scenario, add a little bit of gelatin.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Coconut cream, a little bit of gelatin, put it on an immersion blender for the same amount of time you do heavy cream and just see what it does.
Yep. Tanya says, I'll try it. Nice.
Try it, and then let us know. Because we want to.
Caden says, Ben Lynch made an interesting and convincing argument that cheap vitamins are worse than no vitamins. It's like putting a non-working key into the lock and leaving it there.
Oh,
interesting you say that.
Point.
Folic acid, which is folate, but the cheap kind that isn't methylated, actually inhibits your body from processing folate into 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate.
That's
so
funny.
Taking the wrong kind of folate, and the thing is, on most nutritional labels, they're just all treated the same. Just like magnesium. All magnesium is treated the same on the nutritional labels, but yeah, if you take the wrong kind of folate, it is not only not as good for you, it is detrimental to your health. Anyway, so funny you say that. Funny you should say that. Jean says, good morning, Shauna. Tanya says, I have made Maria's chocolate. and it's yummy. Nice.
Mm-hmm. It is yummy.
Lisa's on, says, good morning, y'all.
Lisa!
Tonight is Keto Chow night, peaches and cream. Fantastic. Did you get your package yet, by the way, Lisa?
Oh, yeah, we want to know.
Tanya says, thanks. I'll let you know how the coconut cream or milk works. Nice. Chow, CEO, is back, says, can you talk about the type of protein in your Keto Chow? Thank you.
So we use a milk protein isolate.
In most of the flavors.
Except for the savory, the three savory, the beef, the tomato, and the taco have a beef bone broth protein.
Mm-hmm. But the other ones do use milk protein isolate. Now, where that differs from, say, whey protein. Okay, so you take milk, just regular milk. It's got a bunch of protein in it. You put rennet in it, and you make cheese with that.
Yeah.
That particular grouping of amino acids is called casein, or sodium caseinate, in case you want to know. That makes cheese. The leftover stuff is whey. Mm-hmm. And it has a grouping of proteins that are called whey protein.
Yep. Which is what everybody uses for their protein powder, which we used to use too.
Yeah. Well, because it's the leftover stuff. You make cheese, and you have whey left over, and you can go through. And now there's two main types of protein powder. You've got, whey protein concentrate. Well, let's just talk about the concentrate versus the isolate. With a concentrate, you take the stuff, and you pull out water and some stuff, and you concentrate the protein.
Which I was able to understand because I used to make concentrate orange juice out of the can, and then you put water in it, so then it's concentrated.
Yeah. Then there's protein isolate. In that case, what you do is you actually take the protein out, and you just have the protein. Concentrate is a lot cheaper to make. Like, sometimes it's half the price. Isolate is more expensive, but you end up with a higher concentration or isolation of protein.
Yeah.
Whey protein concentrate is about 80% protein. And then you have some calcium and quite a bit of lactose.
Yep.
So sugars in there.
Which is what we don't want.
Yes. Now with isolate, you can get as high as 90% concentration of protein. And there's significantly less carbs or sugar or lactose in it. So what we are using now, we used to use whey protein isolate. Now, as of version 2.1 of Keto Chow, and it's been a while since we came up with that, we're using milk protein isolate. So it has all of the protein that you would find in milk, but we've pulled out just the protein part of it, so there's a lot less sugar and lactose and other stuff. It does have enough calcium in that and enough phosphorus that we don't have to add anything else for the calcium and phosphorus.
Yeah, whereas when we were using the whey, we had to add calcium and phosphorus.
That's correct.
So that's kind of cool.
Now, milk protein digests slower, and so there should be less of a impact on blood glucose and insulin levels.
Yeah. Also, it's
it's thick and creamy.
Thicker, a little bit creamier, and it's better to bake with than the whey protein.
A lot of the chefs that do the recipes for us using Keto Chow really love the way that the protein in Keto Chow acts. And if you've ever made chaffles using Keto Chow, where it's literally just 3 eggs, a cup of mozzarella cheese, and a scoop of Keto Chow, and you mix it up and put those into the waffle maker, works amazingly well because of that protein.
Speaking of chaffles, today as I was leaving for work, Max was sitting on the computer doing the driver's test.
Oh, nice.
And he said, "Do we have any chicken soup chaffles?" And I'm like, "Let me look. Here's some, not chicken soup. Here's some that are pizzas. And here's some that say chicken soup with ground beef inside."
Oh, nice.
I said, "Do you want these for breakfast?" He said, "Yeah." So he was pretty happy. I'm like, secret ground beef chicken soup chaffles.
All right. TC's Life says, I made the pudding with the base powder and full-fat canned coconut milk.
Oh, perfect.
Just add a plant protein powder that's low carb. Nice. Carol says, I'm having chocolate toffee with brewed coffee today. Nice. Kaden says, I wonder if I can make the egg pudding with spicy taco Keto Chow that have basically Tex-Mex deviled egg pudding.
That would be something.
That would be something.
I don't know if I would like that much pudding,
I think I would like it. Rhonda says, you're welcome. My chocolate box just made it to my post office. What the heck?
Oh, man.
Hopefully I'll get it tomorrow. The suspense is killing me.
So the Tex-Mex deviled egg pudding, I would use that as a dip. I wouldn't use that as a pudding.
With some pork rinds?
Yeah.
That sounds good. Let's see. Caden says, they think everyone should learn. I think everyone should learn from Dr. Ballerstedt is the barrel metaphor. So the barrel metaphor is if you have a container of water, in this case a barrel.
Oh, yes, with the staves.
The things on the sides of a barrel are called staves.
The little side pieces of wood.
And the ability of a barrel to hold water is determined by the shortest stave. So if you have the side of a barrel thing, and only one of them is only half long, the barrel will only hold half of the water.
Yeah.
And in the context of human nutrition, the shortest stave, the thing that is what holds us back from nutrition and wellness, is insulin.
Which insulin's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's just too much of it.
Yes.
It's bad.
And so if you're concentrating on grass-fed beef, or you're concentrating on all this other stuff, but you are eating foods that raise your insulin level to a level it shouldn't be, that will be the constraint. So now when Dr. Ballerstedt is talking to soil people, everybody who deals with growing stuff knows that if you don't have enough nitrogen or enough phosphate or enough of the other things in soil health, there's always something that's the limiting factor, whether it's water or whatever. And your ability to raise crops is based on the shortest stave, the limiting factor. Anyway. Nerd.
And so try to keep your insulin at a good level,
yes.
and you'll be more successful.
Yeah. Okay, Julie says, just because you say something doesn't make it true. Do your research, people.
Yes, us included.
Chow CEO says, watched your YouTube video with Dave Feldman and Siobhan. That was a deep dive, but I followed along. Though cholesterol is not always bad, the butter added may be an issue, though, for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Well, and that's what you need to do. You need to test the things yourself.
Yep.
And see what works best.
Let's see. People talking back and forth. To Fix MJ says, limit red meat to a couple of times per week is a factoid. Yes. Treat beef as a condiment is another. Hat that phrase, plant-based. Oh, I hate that phrase. Oh. Yes. When we were talking to Dr. Ballerstedt.
I've never even heard that. Treat beef as a condiment?
Yeah. But the plant-based, every time someone says plant-based, I'm like, wait.
No, they mean plant only.
You mean plant only. Why is it that you feel you need to soften your message? If you mean plant only, say plant only. Because the majority of calories in the standard American diet is from plants. The majority of protein in a standard American diet is from plants. The United States already eats a plant-based diet. So what do you mean? Do you mean plant only? Then say plant only. That's it.
Chris gets on his high horse.
I am on my... Anyway. Amy says she loves your flower shirt.
Oh, thank you.
She wasn't talking to me. I'm not wearing a flower shirt.
Yeah,
I'm wearing an avocado shirt.
Not a flower. No.
No.
That's a bow.
Yes. Katie says, hi, guys. Rai Family says, good morning. Welcome, Rai Family.
Good morning.
Matrey says, I appreciate the time alone while the other people in my home sleep. It gives me reading, meditation, relaxation time, or time to do unhindered tasks. Yeah. Some of us, our cup is filled by just hanging out alone and doing stuff by ourselves.
Some of us never want to be alone ever in their life.
Some of us are just like, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing?
Honey,
can I hold your hand? What are you doing?
That's correct.
And for
because we're all different.
Yes, we are. And for those of us who need time alone,
if they wake up at 5 alone, fine.
Yeah.
I'll sleep in.
It's difficult to understand the need of people who need people. If you don't.
Like this whole quarantine, I'm so glad we had a lot of kids because I would have died. Like, it was hard.
Whereas the introverts
are
like, oh yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, what was it? 3 months or something we were home.
Yeah, it was close.
Didn't go anywhere, and if we didn't have a lot of kids, I probably would.
Gene says, my diet is plant-based. My beef eats the plants, and I eat the beef. Transitive property means that I am eating a plant-based diet. You're eating a fermented plant-based diet.
Ooh, even better.
Ooh. Katie says, first time commenting. Appreciate Keto Chow. Well, thanks.
Hey, Katie. We're
Welcome,
so glad
Katie.
you're here.
Jessica says, good morning. Sorry I'm late. Well, we've been waiting for you. What the heck?
How's your
Let's
drive?
see. K-Bear says, good morning, Lynette. Sorry for the delay. Jessica says, I'm always folate deficient because I lack the enzyme to process it effectively. There you go.
MTHFR.
Well, it probably is. I'm guessing.
Possibly.
Yes. To Fix MJ says, Miriam being tired is not a moral issue, just a physiological state.
True that.
Yes. Now, on the other hand, if the reason you're tired is because you've decided to stay up until 2 in the morning
That's your own darn
to play
fault.
video games, and then you want to sleep until noon, look, you need to shift that a little bit.
And he doesn't do that.
I'm not saying that I do that, but I know teenagers who do.
Yes.
And adults who do. Anyway, not saying that's a moral issue.
However,
But
if you do stay up late and then you're ornery, you have no right to be ornery. It's your own darn fault. So just shut your face.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if you make the decision that you're
ornery to other people.
If you're going to make the decision to stay up late, then you also need to make the decision to treat people with respect and kindness
And
in the morning.
kindly. Because if you're tired, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you made yourself tired.
Yep.
And if you're tired because you can't sleep because of health or whatever or stress, then
That's not a moral
that's
failing.
different. But if you chose to not get enough sleep, then you have to choose to be kind.
Carol says, thanks for always checking on her. She's on her way to a follow-up appointment now. Have a blessed day, Chris and Miriam. Thanks. Thank you. Shauna says, another benefit, I have less things dying in my produce drawer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Colleen says, hey all. Hungry, he says, boo buffering.
Hey.
I'm seeing 0 drop frames, so try refreshing your browser if that's still happening. Shauna says, I think spring has arrived in California. My allergies are off the charts.
Oh no, that means mine are going to go soon.
Yeah,
It's going to be
start,
60 today.
Tina just tagged her, Anne says, you should watch this. It's nice. It will teach you a thing or two.
Oh.
MTHFR gene mutation is something I just learned about and we'll be researching more.
Oh, great.
And when I first found out about MTHFR, I was like, wow.
That's interesting.
Well, that's an easy fix.
Well, it's funny because you were just like, hey, I read this, blah, 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 and do you want to do this? And I'm like, sure. So we just did it.
Yep. Sean says, so much science this AM.
I know, my brain hurts.
Just because
too.
I love the nerdiness. Josh says, I usually add a scoop of protein powder to my Keto Chow shakes.
Great.
Typically use a casein because I heard whey can spike your insulin more, but do you think it really matters that much?
I think you would just want to test it on yourself.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. People use the term spike your
But they
insulin.
mean move up. Sometimes.
Yeah, and when we're talking about, like, what do you mean by an insulin spike? A lot of people just use that term and they don't really know what it means.
Yeah, because a spike should be...
Yeah, like when we're talking about spiking your blood sugar, we're talking about going from like 120 to like 190 or something like that.
Yeah, 30 points.
The insulin response from my understanding, the insulin response from whey protein isn't as big as a lot of people make it out to be.
Mm-hmm. It does go up, but I think ours is the milk protein is a little bit slower.
It's considerably slower.
So it does go up a little bit, but then if it can go down without having to have insulin, it just depends on your body.
Now, also, a lot of people specifically like whey protein because it does digest quickly, and so if you're using it for a workout recovery,
for working out.
Having that higher insulin and the protein that it's accompanying it can help you build muscle
Definitely
a lot easier. So depends on what you want. But yeah, I prefer the casein just because it digests slower and it has a really good mouthfeel to it. So Chelsea says, I don't know yet if butter added is an issue for me. I just thought it seemed to be for your numbers during the experiment. No, the butter wasn't an issue with higher cholesterol. It seemed to be, if I remember correctly, the butter was better.
I don't remember. We were testing to see if the butters were different on the last one we did.
Yeah. And we also were testing to see if avocado oil was better than butter. Anyway. TC's Life says, I read an article that compared the amino acid profiles for a beef protein isolate and whey protein. It looked like the only thing that would need to be added to the beef is branch-chained amino acids.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And what's a good source of branched chain amino acids? I don't know.
I don't know. Just some beef. Let's just have some beef.
9:45. Julie says, my dog never wants to be alone. Get a dog.
Right.
Well, and we said this before. Our new friend Carl, who we met in Costa Rica, he was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing my wife. And my dog is who I'm really looking at. I'm like, dude. He's like, look, my wife, when I get home, she'll be like, hey,
hi.
How's it going? He's like, but my dog, if I'm gone for more than a couple of days, loses her mind.
Hi. That's how I am. Right?
Shah says, people who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
Oh,
Chow CEO says, I learned so much from you guys. Thank you. I've been low carb for a while, but I think Keto Chow will add the protein. I just don't get my first order's on the way. Nice. Okay, so this question about having some acid reflux. Wanted to try some non-dairy items. Any recommendations? Well, you know what Ken Berry says.
When in doubt, eat meat.
Yep. Try that. If you're having some health issues.
I had acid reflux seriously bad before I went keto.
Yeah, that's true.
I still do have a hard time if I eat late at night or if I drink water, like a lot of water late at night. I can't have a glass of water right before bed or I just won't sleep because I'll get heartburn. But I haven't had that happen in a long time and I haven't had to take medicines for it anymore. So...
Michael, who I'm thinking is using text-to-speech, says, y'all are great. The Keto Chow was great. My wife and me are on it, and we love it.
Yay.
Nice. Matt says, I'm an introvert and all this pandemic stuff. Even I'm ready to start going out.
Yeah.
Local movie theater is opening middle of April, right about the time my second vaccine does. We should be at full strength.
Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of which, in our area, you could get the shot if you're 50.
Over 50.
Or your BMI is 30.
Over 30. Or you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes.
Or you have
There's a lot of
condition.
Comorbidity factors
yes.
that qualify people for getting the vaccine. Anyway.
So that's kind of cool. So more people are going to be able to get it in our area.
Yeah. An additional 700,000 people in Utah are now eligible for the vaccine. Yeah. Jerry says, good morning, Bears. Shauna says, I want my doctor to do tests on my vitamin levels. How do I ask? Is there a list?
Let's see. I would look up a Dr. Berry video about that.
Yeah, probably.
And see what you can find out.
Yep. Also, if you go to ownyourlabs.com,
oh yeah,
you don't even have to worry about your doctor. You can just go on there and look through the list of what ones you want. And then you go to a LabCorp with your little piece of paper, and they give you the results.
Yeah, it's cool. You have to pay for it though.
Let's see. Right Family says, how did you meet my sister? They always wanted. I don't know. Jerry says, yummy pistachio for breakfast. Awesome. Michael says, y'all are great. The Keto Chow is great. Okay, yeah, there you go. And the girl in your store is wonderful, always friendly and helpful. Nice.
Oh, I know they're the best.
Both of the girls. Let's see. Maitreya says, new video game releases happen. Can't be avoided. Yes, but you can go to sleep, Maitreya.
Yeah, you can.
But I understand when you're working on something. I've had that too, where I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep until I fix this.
Yeah.
So...
Well, and I haven't had that problem until this business. And then my brain just keeps going sometimes. I wake up and I'm like trying to fix something with my mind and I'm all, I'm you! Ah!
MJ says the majority of calories on the standard American diet is from Doritos, pizza, soda, and dessert, based on my personal experience before keto.
Yeah, that's true. Potatoes.
Caden says, I wanted to clarify on my use of net carbs. My average between meals is 25 hours. Delora and others have argued that this is why I can't do net carbs. Interesting. Maitreya says, yeah, she does supplement branched chain amino acids after exercise.
Oh, and where do you get those?
I don't know.
Maitreya knows, she buys them.
Well, you can just go to workout stores.
Oh, and get those?
Yeah, you can buy BCAAs.
Okay. Well, somebody was asking where you get them.
Okay, well
I
thought you meant from natural sources.
Oh.
Yeah, you can buy specifically branched chain amino acids if you want to.
There we go. Now we know.
Anyway, Luke says, I'm about to have it out with YouTube notifications. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of people this morning on Autumn's were saying, yeah, I didn't get notified at all. I got notified of her live stream.
I didn't.
Yeah. Right Family says, had help sending that. My sister and brother-in-law always want to do things late so they could sleep after gaming. Oh, okay. Yeah, but okay, here is my point of view. Never do something, never stay up late to do something you're unwilling to wake up early to do.
Yeah.
Now, if your brain is keyed on and it's like, we're just going to finish this now.
That makes sense.
That's one thing. But if you're tired and you could go to sleep and wake up early. Because, like, oh, can we stay up and watch this movie? How about you wake up tomorrow morning and watch the movie then?
Yeah, and see, I have a different opinion on that because I have a hard time falling asleep at night.
Okay.
Period. It's part of me. I've always had a hard time falling asleep. And so to wake up in the morning when I'm in a good, deep sleep, when I could sleep a little bit longer, even if it's 15 minutes, like, and I'm not opposed to waking up early because I am so down for that. But if I take 20 or 30 minutes or 2 hours to fall asleep at night and I wanted to do this one thing, I'm like, yeah, but I also don't stay up super late. Like 11:30 is as late as I stay.
If you stay up to watch the movie, then you're falling asleep at midnight instead of 10 o'clock.
Yeah. But then I can sleep in the morning. You just can't sleep in the morning, and so it makes sense.
Sometimes I can.
You also can fall asleep at night, and I lay there.
Sometimes I can.
I lay there in bed for like an hour, and I'm like, I wish I was asleep, which is why I take magnesium. Otherwise, I am not falling asleep ever.
To Fix MJ says, can you remind me who is Autumn? So watch Autumn Keto. Her and Richard have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, they're cute.
Let's see. Maitreya says, yeah, go to Vitamin Shop for branch chain amino acids.
There you go.
Jerry says, making bacon for Patty. No ranch dressing mix. I was incorrect on brand. It's McCormick's, not Hidden Valley.
Oh, there
Still
you go.
has some sugar in it, but didn't use it. Pepper and onion powder. Heavenly.
Nice.
Maitreya says, natural sources are beef, fish, eggs. I like gelatin, but it lacks the BCAAs, and I am an exercise fool, so I need extra.
Yep, and I don't exercise enough to need extra, but I have been exercising. My arms are still sore from earlier this week.
He says, the sheets and blanket have accepted me as one of their own.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to take off, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be doing a live stream tomorrow
From
morning.
our house.
Yep, from our house.
And we'll see if Max walks around behind us in his Snuggie, because that's what he likes to do.
Yep.
Because he gets up early-ish.
Yep. Also, never complain about something you're not willing to fix.
That's the magic for you.
There you go.
I need to stop complaining.
If you're too lazy to take care of something, you have no right to complain about it. Okay. That's what my mom taught me. All right, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Have a good day.
All right, bye.